Welcome back. It's a brand new season of CGL.
This is just an absolute treat. These players are so damn good.
The talent on these teams is undeniable. Everybody on every team right now is making plays.
It's going to be an exciting start to the season, and it'll just get better from here on out.
We're about to step to a whole new era of Overwatch esports. So much exciting action is happening here on CGL that you do not want to miss.
Look who's starting it all off, it's Raven. No one necessarily figure out what is the right way to go just yet.
What a nice roll through him. It's just gonna solidify everything within those.
Does come back, and Arsario gets the mech, but I don't need a mech. I'll kill 4 anyway.
This is just a highlight reel for Arsario right now.
They're making a statement in the EU Masters here.
This patch is still incredibly fresh. There's so much to learn, so much to change about the way we play the game.
NKT with the shatter is colossal.
Let's get it going.
Trades keep coming through. Laura, is he gonna be able to find these shots true?
Idu on the overclock with 2.
Here comes an Animal immediately to the back, fine skills, slicing and dicing their way through 2, 3, so back and forth.
2 weeks until the mid-season playoffs, where these teams will be playing for extra points to head towards the grand playoffs, where in this division, they play for the big cheese. They play for money. This is the EU Open tier in CGL Season 15. We will be covering the game of the BBC versus Bum FC. A beautiful spread of names we have here. My name is Gio. I'll be covering this game alongside Naya. How are you feeling about the prospects of what we might be able to witness tonight?
Well, it's going to be interesting. One of these teams are number 2, and obviously the other's going to be their number 5 seed up into this one. So it should be close, but we did get to see the numbers before this with the stat page. FC has some pretty crazy stats going up into it, so I wouldn't be surprised, Gio, like how we did say before the broadcast, it could run up into the way with them. But let's take a look at what, a couple of these stats are. We do have Tissue Baker, and Gio, I mean, the deaths per 10, you only got 2.8. That's actually wild.
Yeah, and so just for reference, this is based off of 3 games played. So this isn't just like Tissue Baker played a little bit and got a couple final blows. 2 deaths per 10 and 15 final blows per 10? Hello?
Yeah,
that's
it's
a lot.
crazy.
That is carrying potential. That is, I've got my team on my back. That is Sisyphus be damned, I'm getting the boulder up here type energy.
Yeah, and it's going to be exciting to see what Tissue Baker does up into this one. Will it increase or will it decrease with the stat page? Who knows? But, Gio, I mean, we also have this matchup today, but as well, we also have our North American scene match, which is today at a later time, of course. We got the Foxtails and the Otters, and it seems to be they're the same org, so that should definitely be a competition.
Yes, the same org facing off, egos on the line. Same logo as well, or unless that's a mistake. But yes, you can catch that later if you're up early. Well, I say early. If you're in the afternoon right now in NA, then you can catch that later tonight. If you're watching in UK or EU time and you're a cretin, you can catch that at, man, what was that, 3 a.m. start time UK? So if you're like, but by then, fair play.
Might need some caffeine for that one.
Yes, and I need caffeine already. I'm getting too old for staying up at 3 a.m. I mean, the amount of 3 a.m. casts I've had in the past, I used to cover some NA, CGL, used to do some BPL as well. I ain't built for that no more.
It's fun though, being a caster like us, it's great. But yeah, the thing that's going to be interesting in the story to tell here is one of these teams are higher seeded, and I wouldn't be surprised if we are able to see an upset happen here. That's always exciting to see. But we do know this first map, which is going to be that Ilios pick that we've saw yesterday for our week 3 matchup. That, I mean, that was pretty impressive. We got to see the Flock 3-0 a team when the Flock got 3-0'd by another. But yeah, this is now BBC versus Bum FC, and Ilios is a great map for support backlines, but as well forwarding the DPS and the tanks. It's going to be great, but Ilios is great for positioning and playing around those corners too.
Yeah. This is my favorite spread of maps, I think, of the week so far. Ilios into Kings into Runasapi, just I like that. If I was being a perfectionist, I'd change Ilios for any of the other control maps, but that's just my particular preference. Will this be finally, Naya, us getting to watch a game that goes past the first 3 maps into maybe the 4th?
I would love that.
Forbid the 5th? Might we see Shambali Monastery? Might we get into the mountains of Nepal for that one? I don't know. It's all been 3-0s, but of course, it always will start with the ban picks of the teams, and that's going to start us off basically telling us what do these teams like to play, what do they not want to play against, and Bum FC are going to begin here. Hazard has probably been the most popular first choice. Do you reckon that's just going to be the case here again?
Yeah, it's probably going to be Hazard, or they could surprise us with a DPS, or likely a support, but as what we've gotten to see Geo, it's probably going to be Haz, so I wouldn't be surprised with a Hazard pick, but would it be surprising if they were to ban something else? Maybe, but can Bum FC do a questionable ban or just throw out a ban? I know teams like to do random things, and maybe this is a team that can upset that other opposing team that's the lower seed. But let's see what Bum FC are going to ban here. They do have 10 seconds. I'm still calling it the hazard ban. You're probably still calling it the hazard ban. But let's see what happens here with Bum FC's ban.
I'll say maybe Somber. I'm now looking at their heroes played. Lucio!
Oh, my boy.
Okay.
It's always this.
Oh, Lucio's gone, right? So that kind of opens things up. It also kind of like creates a scenario for the main supports now. In that sub role of support, generally you're playing Lucio, you're playing Brigida, you're playing Mercy, not really. Obviously, in some instances, you can still play something like a Zen, something like a Juno or a Kiriko. There is some flexibility there. So now that kind of pushes you in a certain direction there. Looking at their most played heroes actually for Bum FC, we have a Wrecking Ball. I see a Genji. I see a Brigida. Actually, I see 3 Genjis. I see a Brigida. So perhaps they're like we're going to see like Brigida and a Wrecking Ball composition with a Genji, maybe a Sojourn as well. Maybe that's a kind of squad we're going to be seeing from Bum FC.
It could happen, but I'm wondering what this ban's now gonna do. Are they gonna ban a tank or a DPS? I still think the tank scene here would be a nice ban to pick, but you do have 10 seconds left, and yeah, probably the hazard still, from my opinion. I know that's what we've gotten to see, but could it be something that could oppose the other side? That's the question. Let's see, and it's gonna be Echo. Okay, so no flyer, no stickies. Not too bad. Very interesting.
No, I like it, yeah, because yes, you can ban Genji here, but Echo is very strong on Ilios. There's lots of vertical cover, like with the windmill on Well, or with the lighthouse. There's also rooftops, so I definitely see where BBC are coming from. And if you're wondering, hey Gio, what does BBC stand for? Well, apparently, according to the team, it stands for Big Baller Seva Pishi. I probably butchered that pronunciation. That is a Balkland's meat dish that looks surprisingly like a sausage. So digest that as you will. But Lucio and Echo have been banned here. Going into Ilios is going to mean that anyone who's planning on using Lucio is going to have a bit of a slower time getting around in Ilios.
Yeah, I'm looking at the team logos too, right? Does BBC's logo, is that a basketball player by chance? It kind of looks like it. I'm kind of questioning it. Is it LeBron? Who knows?
I'm too EU-pilled to know what ball game that may or may not be, but let's get introduced to the players of the BBC. As they broadcast onto your screen now, we've got Savage Man and Ultra will be your DPS lineup, so Ultra Smasher and Savage Man. Face Johnny, that's going to be there as your tank lineup. And with Lulalu and Vanny13 in the support lineup, and the hero spread that they've chosen here just kind of perhaps mean that we're going to see lots of dive. I don't know.
Could. It's going to be questionable to see what BBC does here. Let's see what Johnny could do, especially up on the tank role. But we do have Bum FC, which are the leaders here up in this competition, sitting at the number 2. But who's the number 1? We are not going to say that right now, but yeah, 2 versus 5. Let's take a look at Bum FC. Bum FC's roster lineup is pretty interesting, right? This is a great team of players. They have themselves at a number 2 spot, but their tank is going to be Golden Pants, their supports are going to be Jacob and Ayaz, and then their DPS are going to be Swag Demon 10 and Hatave Linders. So this should be interesting from the Bum FC here against the BBC. Will they lead more up in the competition of domination, trying to get that number 1 seed against the team that's up on the top, or can BBC make an upset?
Yeah, Het Vendors and Swag Demon, they're down as like substitutes on the listing here. They have 8 players basically that they can bring in and out during this matchup, which we've seen work for teams in terms of versatility. However, from my personal point of view, it has been the teams that have a solid 5 that tend to do better. So as the Bum FC can
Yeah.
prove to me today that actually having a lot more players still means you can have the cohesion, still means you're able to win out matches. And they are second right now. One of their wins was a bye. But with the stats we've seen for players,
Yeah.
I think
Stats are shown too.
itself.
Yeah, like how you said, stats are really up in the question picture here for this BBC team, but Bum FC we do know of, and I think Bum FC is gonna do a nice potential standard of what they can see here with the scene of CGL this week 3 of EU Open Tier. But yeah, this is definitely gonna be an interesting challenge and an uphill battle for this BBC team. They are currently sitting at that number 5 spot against the number 2, and if I was playing up in that scene, I would be a little nervous, but having a win here could be congratulative. Like, you can celebrate after this. So I'm interested to see what BBC does here. It's going to be hard and challenging for them, but can BBC get the win here?
Yeah, with that bye, that's the only thing in my mind that's been like, maybe actually there could be something here where it's like they're second, but maybe they're not as good. So, Bum FC, this is a proving ground for them. Could be the BBC kind of come out the gate swinging, It might be that the Bum needs to survive BBC, and that is a story that could unfold. But all that's left now is to get into the game. We're just waiting for the players to be ready. We're waiting for them. Obviously, the players, they need to be ready, right? You can't start the game without them.
Yeah, exactly.
Perks, as a reminder, also, are not in this week yet. Perks will be starting,
I want to get perked up.
In CGL next week. Yeah, we can get perked up next week. But for this week, Headrammer was saying... I was a guest on The Breakdown, which is CGL's podcast. You can see that on the CGL YouTube, probably. I hope I should know. And Headrammer was saying that... Yeah, Headrammer basically saying that, listen, if we can give them the choice, then it's probably best to give the players a week to get used to the perks before it's introduced into CGL, which is obviously it's a long running league. If perks were introduced instantly, then those matches are going to have effects on the standings, effects on where they place in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it has been long running. I remember when CGL was at the start, it did not look like this. I'll say this at least. But yeah, I mean, CGL has gone so far. It's very impressive. So shout out to everybody that has been working up in the CGL scene. Big congratulations to you. And yeah, Gio, we still have 2 teams here. I'm wondering what they're doing up in the lobby right now. But can they do something here soon? I know us as casters are excited to cast this one. But...
we're obviously waiting for them. That's an important part. And you talk about the improvement in production. Definitely true. XYBA, by the way, Productions, little shout out.
True.
If you want your production to look this clean, then there's a way. Yeah, I think I'm loving the perks. I was someone who, as soon as I heard perks, I was like, yes, love it. I've been asking people just on ladder. I play a lot of quick play, and I'll be like, hey, how are you feeling about perks? Most people, in fact, I don't think anyone actually has been negative about them. Everyone's been positive about them. This has been a smash hit, and it feels so good, right? If you've been with this game for so long, then you remember content drought days, you remember pre-roll lock days, maybe, goats.
Just like current compositions, all that stuff.
Yeah, I stopped playing the game around goats because I just didn't like it that much. Then Roku came back, and that was my saving grace. My saving grace is Roku, and since then I've never really stopped playing the game. So perhaps for some people, perks might be the Roku to bring them back. To bring them back into the game. And really, it just feels nice. It feels like it could always be there. Now, is it going to be a lot of work for my color caster colleagues like Naya? Yeah, you're going to have to learn 160 plus perks that will probably be interchangeable every patch.
I got OBS's Sojourn's cheat sheet here, so
Oh,
I'm definitely gonna be
nice.
studying this. Yeah, I mean it's great, so shout out to them. But yeah, it's gonna be very helpful for the ones of this week. I'm wondering if Overwatch esports are gonna be doing it. If so, Charles and Necra, rip. But let's see what both of these games could do here. We got BBC versus Bum FC. And they are bringing out their starting players for this map 1, so it should be exciting. But can the underdogs here do it against the number 2?
Yes, BBC, they do find themselves in that underdog position. Mostly also, if they take a 3-0 loss here, that's going to put them in a very tough spot in the standings, and they'll need to fight back to try and get into even the mid-season, which again, 2 weeks away, only 2 more weeks after this one, of regular play. You really gotta be optimistic when it can get but we go then, unshockingly, almost predicted it perfectly, actually. We'll get
Yeah.
to the vendors will play, but Golden Panthers on the wrecking bomb, do see the Sojourn, the Anna Brick backline. However, up against the Ultra does play the Spara, they also want to struggle. Careful where they position as the tequila against the power.
Yeah, and let's see what happens here. Both teams are rolling out. One has this TP to go a little quicker here. So Bum FC able to control this mid so far, but you do have Ultra playing that Pharah against a hit scan, which is the Sojourn Swag. So Swag could just air that out one. Oh, wow.
That's a very quick take there. Bum FC are very swift in that one. Blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy. Bum FC really did what they could do there. They're now showing what they could do up on this map 1, but this is the first capture of this lighthouse. So BBC still have their ways, but we're looking at the backline of BBC. It's very questionable. You're working with slow heals, but you're also working with a pocket. So can LoL hit more discords for this BBC team to come back? That's the real question that I want to answer.
And LoL needs to be so careful with their positioning. If Golden Pants finds them, or Hit Blinders, or Swagged even, it's over, right? You can see that already, the Railgun finding the headshot. Golden Pants went down at the start of that, and that's what initiated it for BBC, but still they're unable to take it even without Bum FC's tank.
Yeah, and Bum FC has just been dominating so far, and as we get to see Swag Demon just trying to control it, and Yana getting that finish up on the Ultra, but yeah, if you're up in the BBC position right now here, Geo, it's gonna be difficult for you. We haven't really gotten to see much from this BBC team so far up into this one, but like, look at this pressure and aggression that this Bum FC team is just controlling around these corners.
Golden Pants having the time of their life.
Spin.
Pack them into spawn like an Amazon package. That's a prime delivery to a loss right there. Bum FC are just absolutely on it. Well, Hit Blinders actually goes down. Is almost traded out. Transcendence needs to be used to keep alive, but that Transcendence will probably get them this fight win, as they are still down one of their members, and there you go. Now, that's the struggle for Bum FC. Now you need to get your backline into position against a pocketed Pharah. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, and the first time that we get to see the BBC side capping this one, they do have ultimates with it. If FaZe Johnny was able to position a good mine against Golden Pants here, which we know what Golden Pants have done, pretty good pressure seen from them, but the pulse come out, doesn't get much. But you look at the ultimates that are getting popped, you got the Genji Blade Nano. 2 picks here so far, and if you're Bum FC here, Geo, this is a good look.
This is a very good look. The Bum FC looking squeaky clean right now. The mine's used to just create a little bit of space, because that's what they need to do. 87%. This is going to be a bit of a panic touch. Now they've got fast characters, so they can probably do it.
Yeah, and let's see if the Valk is also popped from this BBC side. Can they get back up onto the point? That's the real question that we want to answer, but the Tracer is there, and ultimates were popped. Valk and Rally coming out. But yeah, Bum FC, they place the mines up on the point here, Geo, and they are
Zen
just
goes
stopping.
down, yeah, if the mine's on the point, that's gonna be it. You're still getting some touches there. It was a nice attempt. Oh, a little bit
little
of
teabag up on the
little bit
Mercy.
of crouch there.
Yikes.
Okay, we have statements being made. Egos growing. Bum FC. Not completely clean because they did lose a fight there. They did lose some percentage, so it's not entirely one-sided as of yet. But Bum FC are definitely a tempo, like, notch faster right now than the BBC.
Yeah. And you know, the thing about this Bum FC team that I like, it kind of rings a bell to me, the FC name mark. I kind of look at that because I've been playing FIFA games for I don't know how long. I look at FC and I'm like, football club? European? I mean, I like seeing teams that have that because it's just like, it inspires. I don't know, but let's see what these teams could do. They're still bringing the ball out here, so both balls coming out. Who's gonna do something here? Will it be FaZe Johnny? Because BBC are struggling.
Well, maybe Bum FC will go to the pub after this win. You know, it certainly looks like if they keep this up, it will be a win. Almost getting the Mercy just finishing it off there. And it doesn't matter if you're in the air, you will be caught. Golden Pants will find you. And there's the Zen just basically getting bullied into the corner. And yeah, I think you have to revisit the Zen Mercy, right? Because this is such a dangerous backline to have against a ball comp.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised that they haven't really switched it yet, but they do have FaZe Johnny going up onto this Winston pick now. Maybe this could forward more aggro pace for this BBC side up onto the Bum FC, but the way Bum FC have been playing and controlling these spaces against BBC, it's been really tough for even BBC to just take space against this Bum side. So it's gonna be very, very difficult depending if they don't switch this backline, how you said. But the way how they're running it, Geo, it's not looking so far good.
Well, they've kind of partially swapped it with a Winston now. The harder dive, I mean, into this backline of Juno Brig is so survivable. It did get a little bit of nerfs, but still is a survivable backline. You've lost your Mercy from the beginning. That damage boost gone for Ultra, as well as the Pocket, who eventually does fall, trades it out with Headlanders, but again, just they're not getting much movement here.
Yeah, and you know, this is kind of like the same thing that we got to see from Lighthouse, where Bum FC are controlling this BBC side, and you know, if we're looking at Bum FC's ultimates, Golden Pants will have these mines, Swag Demon will have this Sojourn ultimate, but look at this. They are going to just engage off this and try and push this BBC side back, and they're really controlling it well.
Yeah, you see Ace just immediately use the speed ring just to get back in there, help Jacob out, and that healing needed, probably didn't even need the rally, but at this point, it's not really something you need to hold on to. Because the ultimates are coming up from BBC, but will they have it in time?
Oh, wait, this is like
Not
a little
the
bit of like a troll play.
Oh no! And it worked because Headlanders was there. No, this is gonna be a quick and nasty one, I feel. I don't think we've got any chance of seeing anything other than a 3-0 tonight. Unless they ban... I don't know, I feel like you need more bans than just the Wrecking Ball at this rate.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the hero pins could come up into play, but you do get to see FaZe Johnny get a primal pick here, same as a LOL. Maybe they could come back up into this one, but Ultra with the barrage, getting one up on the Jacob. Can this be their favor? Getting back up into this one.
Messy.
Oh.
Yeah, Vanny going down. It's unsustainable at the moment, but you do have Moira back, so you do have some sustain. Golden Pants forced to the face, however, takes them out after. Now we've got no sustain, and it's the writing on the wall. And even if you're dyslexic like me, you can get the hint. Pulse Bomb onto Jacob is going to try and open things up again. The mines, though, by the Wrecking Ball of Golden Pants, who, let me just say, is having a wonderful game right now. Like, they are turning Heroes into an actual play park. Like, it is a jungle gym. They are vibing, and they are winning off the back of those vibes. I love to see it. This team is looking very slick.
Yeah, very slick indeed. Bum FC just really controlling the side of BBC so far. And yeah, a wonderful scene so far by this team and a wonderful 2-0 coming up into this one. If we were to say anything about the BBC, Geo, we did get to see moments where they tried, like really like just tried like going in and they just kept on getting shut down. So I'm wondering if it's a communication issue or maybe it's like positioning or the heroes that they were playing because they didn't swap off of like the backline like how we did talk about. The Mercy Zen doesn't get much out of it, but if you're not performing to like a stance with it, you should definitely switch off of it. And I feel like that's the mistake that they made here is not switching off of that backline, and that's what costed them.
It's certainly one aspect because you have to play so incredibly smart. Like, yes, you do put yourself at a disadvantage, but you give yourself the Discord plus damage boost. You're thinking we've got a lot of damage here. However, the movement of Headlanders plus Golden Pants working together so well. Then obviously you've got Ace going Juno by the end. Like, that is a very fast moving composition that's one of the comps where if you're very good at that, you make whoever you go against look bad because of how good you are. That's the Bum FC right now. They're just looking so good, and they're making the BBC look like they haven't paid their TV license because it's that much of a difference.
Yeah, and you know, Bum FC are showing who's the higher seed so far up in this series, and you know, Kings Row is next up here up on our map sheet, and I wouldn't be surprised if we were able to see a brawl, you know, composition come out, or maybe more of this ball come out. But with the hero bans here, I would expect BBC does ban something of Bum FC's, which that's going to be interesting, right? If they can take out a certain hero of this Bum FC team, maybe BBC could get back up into this series and make a solid statement for themselves. But Kings Row is always questionable. It's a map that could go far, and let's just see what BBC are going to ban.
Could also be that the Lucio ban is what caused the backline issue. Perhaps it's more...
Could be, yeah.
I'm looking at the most hero players and like favorite heroes of the players. Doesn't really support what I'm saying, but it is something that could have been a play because both teams played Wrecking Ball. Both teams played that kind of composition, so they have the same style. I think just the way the Bum FC were playing it with the composition they had was just a little bit more sustainable. There was a bit more too much risk on the BBC side with too little reward, I would say.
And even like the stats here, Gio, like we did discuss it before, and I'll say this for myself, watching that first map, the Bum FC really proved their stat line, even though that they did get the bye, but they had a dominant victory, even, you know, heading up into this one. But let's see what BBC are going to ban here. It needs to be interesting. It needs to be Perspect, and it's going to be that Brig. So can this be a chance where BBC shoots themselves back up into the series? I hope. Maybe. We can't be seeing 3-0 Overwatch again here, Gio.
Well, the Brig has been banned. We saw that was the popular choice there. We saw it on both submaps from Bum FC. Now, for that backline, you're kind of pushed into a less defensive situation. So you're not going to have an Ana with a Brig, you're not going to have a Juno with a Brig. You know, you're going to have to lose a little bit of survivability there. So perhaps they're aiming to keep playing their Wrecking Ball style, but be able to get into that backline a little easier.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we were able to see that. Here you could go quick with the Kitsune rushes, or maybe we could still see the Juno come up in the play, but Bum FC are the one that has the ban so far. They did ban the Lucio last time, trying to target off of the other side. So will they target here with a tank or DPS? I'm probably going to say the tank pick here is what they're going to choose. They're going to try and target focus one of those tanks, and I know Ram could be played here, and wait, Winston. Okay.
Yeah,
wait.
as soon as
was
you
this
said
like
tank,
a throwaway?
As soon as you said tank, the only other tank that was played that was a Wrecking Ball was Winston. So, banning that Winston option kind of pushes them into what Bum FC want, which is they want more of that mirror. They want to see more Wrecking Ball. It was working for them. The mirror was working for them, so they're happy to keep playing that. And with Brigida being banned, you were thinking, oh, are they looking to dive, like a bit of a harder dive into the backline?
Yeah.
Winston. So I like this from Bum FC. You protect your backline, and you ensure that if it is going to be a more dive-orientated matchup, it's still going to be into like your realm, whether that's the Doomfist or the Wrecking Ball.
All right, and let's see what both of these teams could do. BBC are currently sitting at 0, and Bum FC are sitting at that 1-0 so far up in our European Open tier. And yeah, this is, you know, we're getting close to the mid-season, right? I'm wondering what both of the teams are going to be doing for this next week, but here's to say we got to focus up on this matchup. Kings Row is up next here, as we get to see, and let's see what these teams could do. And if you're BBC, you're up in a tough position here still. You're facing a team that has been pretty dominant up in the standings so far in the intro scene here in this tier. But on FC, I like what they have been doing with this ball composition. But maybe the underdogs could surprise us here. That would be great to see. We usually don't get to see that a lot. But can Bum FC keep on staying dominant here? Or can BBC do something different? Because FaZe Johnny is playing Diva now. So, a little bit of a different perspective.
Yeah, a little bit defensive. Probably got out by that Winston ban. We see them still in the Zenyatta as well. Better on this map, there's lots of positions for Zenyatta to position safely where it's so much work to go in to dive them that you get value just being on the map, really. Oh my
that
god,
focus,
the
that
target!
focus is crazy!
Oh, laser precision from the Golden Pants! Upgrade them to Diamond now! Golden Pants single-handedly took them up, hoisted them on their shoulders, and with a double attitude adjustment, just won the point straight up.
Yeah, I mean, the target focus was insane, and Golden Pants once more up in the kill feed. I wonder, here, once again, maybe?
Oh, not again!
Oh my gosh.
Oh my lord, this is beautiful. I love seeing it. Players that are good, that master this hero, make it so entertaining to watch.
Oh yeah, I mean, maybe we're seeing like a mag up in our game right now if you are Golden Pants, but Golden Pants, look at this, 80% to mine so far. This is the highest. Oh my gosh,
god!
This is insane.
Can we get everyone else on Bum FC to just leave right now? Because I think they don't need it. Golden Pants already has mines. This is insane. BBC are getting packed up and pushed into their spawn by a single Wrecking Ball.
I'm also wondering if that was the quickest cap of Kings
as well,
Row that we've seen so far. Interesting. I'm wondering how Golden Pants is going to position these mines, and Golden Pants does get to lull. But Savage does finish Golden, and yeah, if you're a BBC, you got some ultimates coming up. You're still running the Mercy Zen backline here, though. If you are BBC, is it smart after what we did get to see off of the Ilios? Maybe, or maybe it could not be. But Jacob is able to get lull here again, and using a support like that once more is a little difficult.
After what was said in the match chat earlier, Jacob finding Lolo, yeah, the Zen differential coming out there. This is beyond a match of Overwatch. This is a statement not just to the BBC, but to the entire the entire division being put on notice right now. This is pre-perk Wrecking Ball gameplay. This is pre-perk game. This is a team before their peak.
I was just about to say, you know, next week is going to be crazy if they're running this composition. And I mean, Bum FC does have this blade ready to go, and they are going to try and get killed as much as possible. But look at this aggression from Golden Pants. This is all that we've been seeing up in Kings Row. You know, from a ball player's perspective, this is insane. We usually don't get to see this much of, you know, engaging playing style from, you know, a ball main perspective. But Bum FC looking very, very good here. But if you're BBC, you have such a time bank to defend against, and you got 5 ultimates. So I'm wondering if BBC could do it here, or maybe if Bum FC could just keep on shutting him down, because, once again, Golden Pants is doing golden things.
Swag Demon wants a part of it, hiding, waiting, about to pounce with the Blizzard, wants to prove that they're able to do some fun stuff as well. I'm sure
could be
go
big.
down to Golden Pants.
Oh, the Blizzard.
And yeah, will go down. This is going to be such a time bank if it's done. Face Johnny catches
With
it,
the eat of
nice
the
one.
Blitz.
Yeah, the Blizzard gets eaten up. Perhaps that's the turnaround that they needed, but again, their backline getting battered, their front line getting battered. There is bruises all over them. Not a single plaster could solve this. And I'm starting to think, is my lack of tier 2, tier 3 knowledge hurting me here? Should I know these players? The way that they're playing, like, is beyond what I was expecting. They have 4 goddamn minutes on the time bank in Kings Row. 4. They have another normal attack on Kings Row, essentially. They lost 3 seconds! From the start to the end, they lost 3 seconds!
But, like, look at this. I mean, if you look at, like, the replays here as we get to see, I bet it's only going to be Golden Pants. This dominant performance from this tank player has just been so insane throughout this series. And, I mean, Gio, this has been dominant from Bum FC so far with Golden. And Golden Pants just keep on shutting down that support line as, you know, the target focus is incredible. But BBC, we didn't get to see anything from. Golden Pants just kept on shutting them down, and I mean, it's literally like a game of pinball so far for this Bum FC team as what they have been doing with the Wrecking Ball composition, and they're playing really good with Jacob even playing like the Zen. They're coordinating the Discords coming out, and I feel like that's what's getting Golden Pants those, you know, much eliminations is the communication coming out from the FC side. But if you're BBC here, what can they do? They need to do something fast-paced. 2 supports that they have been running so far have been Mercy Zen, and it's not been a good look because Golden Pants has been just focusing.
Yeah, their attempts at fighting back have fallen flaccid. BBC are not doing too hot, but can you blame them? Bum FC are on another level. In fact, they're actually playing some Venture here, and I do personally like the Venture. Swag Demon has been spotted. Oh no, not already!
Oh no!
Run! No, doesn't get back in. Yeah, you have to expect that, right? With the pace that they've been playing at, you have to expect that they're just going to attack you as soon as you leave. The Venture choice is interesting. Lots of burst damage from them as a character, so like you still have to be wary, and they're just falling like this is butter versus a 1,000-degree knife right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a fly going to like one of those fly like electrocuting things that you place outside, and they're like, oh, there's a light, I'm gonna go fly towards that, and then they just get like zapped. But yeah, if you are the BBC, it hasn't been what we wanted to see so far by them, but they are still the underdogs here. Can they upset this team? Yes, they can. You got multiple maps, and even this time of 3 minutes to do something here up on Kings, but Savage does get taken down from Swag, but FC still showing what they could do here.
Savage Man finding, well, all Tracer players know that Venture can just absolutely drill into you, and well, you don't have too much recourse.
Oh my god, that's
insane. God. These players are not paid by the hour. They're paid per match, it looks like, because they are not playing around. They're not playing it coy. They're not memeing. They are just packing them up into their spawn and not letting them out.
This kind of reminds me of like one of the comp games that I've had like last night, where you got the dominant team and then the rookie team, and the dominant team just shows basically like this. And I mean, it's been so great from Golden Pants by far up into this one. I'm really impressed with what Golden Pants has done with the Blade. Can this just be more? And yeah, it's gonna be more for this team, and Bum FC just so incredible so far. But BBC, they got these ultimates here, Gio. Can they do something for the fan club of them? No is a strong statement.
Straight up no. I'm calling it. They're not getting a single point. When we looked at the stats before the stream, a little bit behind the scenes, I was shocked. I was like, no, this must be a mistake. There's no way these players have these stats. Watching them play, I get it now. I see the vision. I see the light. I have been reformed and baptized in the glory of Bum FC right now.
Alright, but Ultra does get the elimination, the damage boost coming out, but you do get to see the Genji deflecting, and the mines are out up on point here. Yeah, it's looking to be more the side of FC, and as we get to see Swag just swagging up on them, showing them what they can do, and yeah, Gio, is this even a map 2 by far, you know?
I don't remember last time I've so quickly become a fan of a team. Like, their style is so fast, it's so thrilling, and it's efficiently effective. Like, this is a team, like, if they play like this for the rest of the season, okay, here's your winners. Bum FC. We don't need to watch the rest of Season 15 of CGL in the EU Open Tier. We have your winners
but Ultra,
right now.
wait, hold on.
Okay, hold on. Ultra has decided to lock in, takes out 2. It has been Ultra finding the picks, to be fair, that Farah has been getting those first picks, but yeah, with the Mercy, Blenders is going to find them, and the story repeats itself.
Oh my god, and you know... Oh, from really... It's Bum FC side, and I love the backline pace that they are running too. You got the Juno speed ring, but you as well have Jacob's Zen Discords coming out, and yeah, this is so impressive. This is something that teams probably wouldn't even expect up in CGL by far, and Bum FC are just cooking in this open tier, and Swag Demon once more.
Yeah, that's like so much damage. Mines comes out, overtime ticker, ticks away, and breathe. Bum FC put on a textbook wrecking ball based composition performance. That is dive to its absolute glory. These players showed out. The fact that Ultra has played the game just shows them as a player, and to be fair, Ultra was the one getting eliminations. Ultra was the one finding openings, so Ultra, definitely a strong player on the side of BBC. It's just, it's not so much like to denigrate BBC, it's just how good Bum FC are. This isn't a woe is me BBC, this is a wow. Bum FC just understand the game.
Yeah, and like looking at the replays, we did get to see so much from Golden Pants, and the target priority focus from this Bum FC side. They are calling so much communication up on that. It is so great for them by far up in this one, and I'm really intrigued by it. This is something that we don't get to see so much, and if you are any other CGL team out there up in this tier, I would definitely watch out. Like how you said, the pace, the aggro, the tempo has just been so great. And yeah, maybe this is our future playoff contender where FC does win, but BBC not looking so good here. Maybe they did think this one over, but we do have this break coming up here, Gio. So can BBC think something over? Yeah, I mean, what we got to see with our eyes there, it was going all fast paced. That was kind of like car soccer. I know that esport goes pretty quick, but
car soccer, Rocket League. You see, you don't even know what the name of games are anymore. That's how amazed you are with the gameplay we just saw. Yes. Yeah. Am I glazing?
I'm very amazed.
But can you blame me for glazing a team that play this well? Yeah, for all other, I watch wrestling, right? And there's certain wrestlers where their theme hits and you're like, oh god, someone's about to get launched, right? We need a theme. We need a Godzilla theme for Bum FC. I know it probably doesn't go towards their branding, given that they call the Bum FC. They're going to.
I could see like a team edit. You know, like the Godzilla movies. They got like the opening scene of like where like the two men are running out up in like businessmen outfits, and they're like, "Oh no, it's Godzilla!" And then they're running.
Yeah, I want to see a montage of Bum FC with like the Godzilla theme. That's what I would like to see. But we are going to go to a break so I can catch my breath to glaze them more after it. Can the BBC find something? Can they find the kryptonite to take Superman down? Well, catch us back in 5 minutes.
Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours.
It is the Day of Atonement for all those against Golden Pants when they were on Wrecking Ball, but it's also another special kind of day, isn't it, Naya?
Yeah, and it is Muffin Day. It's a national day for anyone, and you know it's exciting. I gotta say, I love the taste of muffins. We go blueberry, strawberry, and banana. I favor those three. But Gio, what flavors do you favor?
See, I'm open. White chocolate is not something I usually like in a lot of stuff, but white chocolate in like a muffin, like I don't know,
Yeah.
just like works for me. That's like the only place white chocolate works. I'm actually open. I actually have no opinions on muffins, strangely enough. Maybe we need to do a muffin segment on the breakdown or something. But also something I didn't have an opinion of, which I do now. Hand on my heart, I am sorry, Golden Pants. I did not know. I was not aware of your aura. I googled Golden Pants Overwatch. There is a video. It's a Cager video where Golden Pants gives a wrecking ball guide. I didn't realize how much recognized Golden Pants was, so I do apologize for not recognizing it. And now I understand, and now I've seen it in person. My God, my God, if BBC don't ban Wrecking Ball in this next map, straight up they just don't want to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sorry,
Yeah.
like
Like-
if you don't
like
ban
BBC
Wrecking Ball,
yeah.
you don't want to win.
I'm hoping that they fix something up on their line. It hasn't been good looks from the side of BBC, but we do have Runasapi that is next up. Yesterday, Gio, we did get to see something very questionable. That little stagger of the BAP. Hopefully that doesn't happen here again. Well,
Oh.
wait, maybe it will because we're seeing a team struggle. But BBC, let's see what they ban. Can it be the Wrecking Ball? Hopefully it's the Wrecking Ball. That's something that we've gotten to see that has been just so dominant from one side of things. But let's see what BBC are going to ban. I say Wrecking Ball here, Gio.
It has to be. If you don't ban Wrecking Ball, you don't want to win. Cager introduced them as the 16-year-old prodigy. Like, prodigy being used to describe you, like, yeah, I get it. I've seen it. I've seen the vision. I absolutely agree with that word. So, if Wrecking Ball is not banned by the BBC, then they just want the match to be over with. Oh my god. Sojourn?
Was Sojourn even... Okay, wait. Alright, now this is questionable. You're taking out Sojourn when Wrecking Ball has been just so dominant throughout the series. Are they going for this, like, 3rd time's the charm? Hopefully not, because if they're running that same backline, Gio, it's not going to work out. The backline heals have not been performing at a stance, and if you are Bomb FC, you just got more to target up on this other side of things, and yeah, it could just be that 3-0.
Bomb FC could do the funniest thing here, where they do an aura choice. They ban Wrecking Ball themselves and still win. But I doubt I doubt they're thinking that. Yeah, I mean, Soldier was getting played, so I get it. Maybe it's straight up that they don't want to be the guy that bans the one tricks hero, you know, which I respect. You know, I do actually respect if that's the vibe. So fair enough.
They're putting that up on their montage.
Vibe check. Yeah. I won't ban Wrecking Ball if you don't add me to a montage. That's the that's the deal.
They'll get clips out of this cast. How much you would bet? Put it up on the YouTube. Put some hype music over it.
I've been glazing
on FC though.
No, not Mercy. They love Mercy. No, that's devastating. What will they play now? Oh God.
You're about to see that Mercy main flip out. I mean,
if BBC passed a vibe check, Bomb FC just hit them with the gavel. Like that's tough because both these players on the back line of BBC have Mercy down as one of the heroes that they play. They've been playing predominantly, in fact, only, I believe, Mercy Zen. So this is genuinely going to force them to adapt. So we'll see what happens with that choice.
Can the BBC get a win here, though, Gio? It's been dominant for one side, and it's been not so dominant. But
it will be hard for BBC to thrust forward in this and get a point. But
yeah.
Anything can
Maybe
happen.
they just need a muffin after this.
Listen, they banned your Mercy. Now no one's going to blame you if you go Sojourn, Cass, you know, Brigitte. Get Golden Pants to stop for a moment, and maybe you can breathe just enough to win a fight.
Yeah.
That's probably the plan. Because Omni-Man is on their team, and you need to take down that Viltrumite before it gets too bad.
At this point, if you're BBC, run counters. Like, go all in up on Golden Pants here. Like, if it's a Sombra hack, or if it's Brig, as we're getting to see here, to bash up in, maybe this could be a chance here. But is the Zen still going to work with that? Yeah, wait, are they gonna run out up on this? Hopefully not. Okay, alright. So, BBC running out with the Zen here still. Gio, how do you feel about this?
Zen Brig is actually a backline that has been meta before.
It's interesting.
You put your glass cannon in front, behind of a shield, making it a bit more Ovi cannon. So I like it. It is better than Mercy Zen, I would say. So it's actually, they've actually been forced into a better composition.
Alright, so, can Swag Demon hit more shots? But you do get to see Jacob out of the kill feed. Savage Man able to get that one, but you do have a Lucio that you're facing up against, and Golden Pants is able to basically get just speeded by that Lucio up into this, and Golden Pants just really having those LMs for
Yeah,
themselves.
you can see like the sparkles of the individual players in BBC, like Savage Man, Ultra, where they
Yeah.
like get some value here. Ultimately, they're just up against someone who, like, based off of this small amount of research I've done during the break, could be a future mainstay like player in the Overwatch community and the esports.
That
Oh
Genji
my
is
God.
crazy.
Jesus, you see that? They just turned it into the body block. Oh my lord!
Oh my gosh.
What's-
Yeah, this
what's
is this is
the-
wild.
What's the age cap on OWCS? Is it 18? Is it 16? I actually don't know that. If it is 18 in 2 years, like, there's gonna be a
I
bidding
think Tree got
war.
in as a 17-year-old. I think. I don't know. Maybe
I
it's
don't-
18.
Yeah, I actually don't know. I'm sure people will know it in the prod and we're about to get told it. But the Tracer here is causing some issue for Jacob in the back line, but Brig is Brigida, built to do one thing, and that's survive dives, so they do get headblinders there in time. Golden Pants actually goes down with a trade, but it's enough of a trade.
Ugh.
The Golden Pants with the forward spawn will be back here in time. By the way, did anyone start the stopwatch before we started this map?
Yeah.
Is this going to be the
wait.
fastest Runesapi we've seen on CGL Season 15? It's still on track for potentially being so. I actually don't know where it is.
Yeah. And, you know, we do get to see Bum FC just really controlling this side of the BBC. But BBC do have these ultimates. Can they come back? This is something that we want to see, but the pulse is in. And if you are the design of Bum FC, you are having the Blade and Rally pops.
Yeah, the rallies pop, so that defensive ultimate gonna keep them alive, gonna stack up that extra health. Copy onto Brigida, and yeah, right into the washing machine of Golden Pants. Just
Yeah.
giving them the laundry detergent treatment, really.
Yeah, they're cleaning off all those bad chemicals, and Bum FC are showing still what they could do. But is Johnny able to get the melee up onto Lucio here, and Golden Pants getting taken out. So is this a chance that BBC can come back up into this one? They don't have an ultimate yet, but they are coming up on this Kitsune rush. But you're facing Swag Demon that has that visor, which could just obliterate your backline depending upon how they position.
Yes, they need it. They need something with it. Oh, Fanny's already
Vans
gone.
is all
And, yep,
launched.
1-2, there goes your support. You have no healing. And yeah, that is all it is. And yeah, I can confirm OWCS age requirement is 17 years old. So
Hey, I do
at
that.
some point this year then, there's going to be a bidding war for Golden Pants, especially if what I've heard on the streets about Wrecking Ball and the perks meta. Like, if I've heard what I have heard, then Golden Pants is going to be earning a lot of money in OWCS for a team that's probably go pretty far.
Yeah, and Bum FC still showing what they could do, and you know, talking about that 17 age thing, I actually knew Tree before Tree even got up into the scene of North American Overwatch. So yeah, Tree had to fight their way through contenders, but oh, more stuff coming out of Bum FC, and yeah, Gio, maybe Bum FC are just saying let's just finish this.
Yeah, let's get it over with. We've got comp to stack. Headfinders is like, just take me back to spawn with the pulse bomb, and that's the most clear win I've seen so far in this season. Golden Pants is obviously like the star of the team, but then
yeah.
you have a stacked roster behind Golden Pants. You've got Headfinders who's with them all of the time. You've got the support line who knows how to play into this composition. It's not an easy composition
spin.
to play with or against, so the fact that the team is just right there with them, this is a scary prospect. And I mentioned it before, I've heard on the streets that with Kerry's perks and with Wrecking Ball's perks, it could be a Kerry Wrecking Ball kind of composition. It's maybe meta here, so going into the rest of CGL, if that's true, definitely looking at a team that will well win if that is going to be the meta.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for this team, you know, on going forward. This has been very, very entertaining for me as a other caster watching this, and I bet it has been for you. Like, even this King's Row, like, we got to see so much from Golden Pants, and you know, going forward, even up onto like the Runasapi, I was so surprised upon what Bum FC showed there. Yeah, this is just a great team overall. Can this team go much more further up in the standings to where they can get a #1 spot? I can definitely see it if they definitely stick to these heroes and work with the perks next week, but you are the BBC here. Very, very rough loss. You do need to VOD this one over, but they do have these players that stand out, right? Ultra tried getting much out of this King's Row matchup, but you're looking at like the backline. The backline didn't work, and I feel like that's something that you need to fix here heading up into your next week.
I mean, yeah, you see VOD of you, yeah. I can do it very quickly here. Ban Wrecking Ball on one of the maps and you might have a chance of getting a point, you know?
I agree, yeah.
Would it even help? I'm assuming Golden Pants is a very good Doomfist player. It comes hand in hand, par and parcel. Yeah, very clean sweep there. Very, very dominant. There's not much else to say than we have been saying. There's only so much glazing I can give a team, and we're getting to the limit. Straight up, we're getting to the limit. Let's have a look at what bans we saw throughout. It started with an interesting one. Lucio Echo were the first 2 bans. Then Bum FC banned the Winston on King's Row. Brigida got banned also to try and make the backline a little bit more diveable. Didn't work out for them, because they got packed up into their spawn, and in the last one we saw Mercy, which was a bit of a choice. That was mean to go for Mercy, because he's been playing Mercy all maps, and then chose not to go for the Wrecking Ball. I get it. I understand. If you want to be the vibes team and not be like, hey, I'm not going to ban your character, then fair enough. That's fine. I respect it. But yeah, very dominant. Very much I'm looking forward to more of this Bum FC team. All of the parts worked so well together. When I usually use the engine metaphor, where like you have different parts of the engine, but does the engine work? Like, do all those parts work? Yeah, the engine works. The engine's in great condition, parts are in great condition, they're all authentic parts. This is a team that, like, whether they put in half their effort or all their effort, they'll be a top 3 team. If they put in all their effort, they win.
Yeah.
Like, 2 weeks away from mid-seasons, I cannot wait till we get to those playoffs to watch this team go against the rest of the top tier teams in this open division.
It's gonna be great.
For sure, I have a new favorite.
Is it the Bum FC after what we've been seeing here with the ball gameplay?
100%. I just bought their merch. I don't know if they have merch, but I bought their merch. But we will get to talk to one of the Bum FC members, so check that out. We're going to have an interview, so we're going to break for just a couple minutes so we can set that up, and we'll get to speak to one of our winners in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back, folks. After one of, actually, I'm going to upgrade that, after the most dominant win that we've seen in the EU tier so far in any division on stream for sure. We are having a little bit of an interview now with one of the winners. We have Jacob from Bum FC. First of all, congratulations and welcome to the interview.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here.
That's lovely. I can hear you in a good mood, and I can imagine so. That was a very dominant showing. At a certain point on King's Row, you basically had them packed into their spawn, basically twiddling their thumbs. Has that been your experience so far in CGL? What was the other match that you've had like? Was it also as dominant as this, or was there a bit more pushback?
I think so far all the matches that we played have been quite dominant. We haven't had a real strong competitor to our standard yet, so we're looking forward to facing some of the better teams in the league.
I'm excited to see it because the mid-season playoffs is coming off, so that's where all the best teams are going to play off.
Yeah, and Jacob, I know as a support player, you have been doing everything that you can today. So I also want to congratulate you being that support player, doing what you did, communicating to your tanks and DPS to where you can heal. But the question that I have for you here is, I know that there is a #1 seed above you guys' team, and what do you guys plan to try and take that #1 spot with?
We're probably just gonna stick with our basic comp. We've got a very strong comfort comp that we've been scrimming with. We've had lots of practice with against many good teams. We're quite comfortable on it, so we're just gonna stick to what we know. That being Bull, Ana Brig, then Genji comp.
Nice.
And it surprised both of us, and probably you guys as well, the Wrecking Ball was not banned at any map throughout this series. That's
Yeah, I was
eventually
quite
going to
surprised.
happen. Teams are going to catch on that there's a particular composition you like to play. You don't need to tell me exactly if you don't want to divulge secrets, but do you have anything in the back pocket that if the Wrecking Ball does get banned, that you have something you can play?
I think the only reason they haven't banned the Bull is because they're more scared of the Golden Pants Monkey. That's my theory.
Ooh.
That's what it is, the Winston in the back pocket, the Angie Monkey.
They call him the young Gushue. That's what I've heard.
Yes, I heard Kajer said the prodigy, the Wrecking Ball prodigy. So definitely a strong player. As a bit of an interjection, playing support into that composition, it's a very fast moving composition. How do you like keep up? What's your mentality in those kind of comps where like it's a fast moving, you're like tanks all the way to their spawn? How do you keep up?
Well, I've got a lot of trust in my DPS and my tank, so the main thing that I've got to do is just stick with my other support, flank, rotate, do what we've got to do whilst keeping our team up and just sticking together, because that's the main way we have to stay alive whilst our team's going in.
Exactly, yeah, trust is important.
Yeah, trust is definitely important, even up in the game, the esport, even this open tier scene, which the Bum FC today have been very, very dominant here up in this one. But Jacob, final question. This is going to be the easiest question of your life, probably. But for you, you might have not known this, but it is National Muffin Day. I do want to ask, which is your favorite muffin?
Probably a blueberry muffin, kind of basic,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's always a go-to for me.
It's basic for a reason,
that
right?
choice.
Basic means it's like standard good. Yes, so on Muffin Day after your victory, do you have any shoutouts you'd like to make on stream?
Yeah, I do have one shout out to Jeropi. He's a big fan of everyone in the Bum FC community, and he's been a follower for the longest.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, there you go. Well, good luck to the rest of the season. I don't think you need luck, but good luck nonetheless. I'm excited to see what happens, especially in the mid-seasons, and thank you for joining us.
No problem. Have a good night, guys.
And you.
Of course.
Bye-bye.
Well, there we go. Another Frio. We're not getting much back and forth games, but this is definitely the most
stuck with
Frio
that.
we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, what a dominant one. But yeah, Gio, I mean, can next week possibly we could see a longer series or a much more dominated series from any team up in the season. Who knows? Who's to tell? But we do have this next matchup that is going to be coming up today, up in our schedule. Two organization teams that should definitely be a battle of each other, and the the tempo, the mentioning of just mental states in mind for any of the players in that organization is probably going to be going crazy because they want to win against their other org team. So Foxtails versus Otters should definitely be an interesting watch. Definitely tune up into that one if you are in Eastern, but I do feel bad for UGO if you definitely want to stay up for that one. I know how
Well, I'll be
Europeans,
sleeping.
yeah, some Europeans compete at that time. It's wild. It is crazy.
I all respect to them. I remember in BPL there was a lot of European players, and I could do it back when I was in uni, but unfortunately I have a job now and I can't really be staying up
Yeah.
to 3 AM all the time. And if I am up, I'm probably not going to be energized enough to do a cast. But if you're wondering how do I keep up to date with CGL, like, yeah, CGL's fun, but like, how do I get a little bit in the know of like the behind the scenes and a bit more about what's going on in the community? Well, we actually have a podcast, The Breakdown. You can catch that on the CGL YouTube channel. I'm a regular guest. It's hosted by Megalas. This week we had Headrammer on as well, so if you'd like some of the machinations of the madman himself, then you can listen in. He talked about the perks, so if you had watched that podcast, you probably knew the perks. If it let
Colors
you, wouldn't be in this week, so yes, you may be able to get ahead of it. Headrammer Player of the Week this week was Aaron Keller himself. Because of the perks and because of his interactions with the community. So there you go. I mean, the week before it was the PlayStation Network for going down for 24 hours.
Oh, I feel bad for those players whenever that happened.
And the week before that was Luka Doncic. So, so there you go.
Yeah.
But alas, that is us here with the EU Open tier. More EU games throughout the week, and of course any later tonight. Thank you to our production of Hippie on the producer, and Orange on our marvelous Cam, our observer, and of course Naya for joining me for yet another free Overwatch. My name's been Gio, this has been CGL Season 15, and don't forget to laugh loud and love yourself, folks. Good night.